Assalamu alaikum friends, welcome back to Odoo Discussions YouTube channel. I am Muhammad Yunus, and in today's video we are going to talk about routes and URLs in detail. So in the previous videos we have already discussed about the routes and URL and the controllers, that how you can do it. The routes are the essential part of website customization in Odoo. So routes are used to connect URLs with the Python functions, which allows you to control what users can see when they visit a specific page. Odoo uses http.routes as the decorator. So in order to demonstrate and explain it with a practical example, so let's just go to the screen and I will show you that how the routes and URLs are working in Odoo in detail. So we have already discussed about the basics of controller and routes and the URLs. So like for example, we can add some static path in the route, and then once the user visits this URL, then it shows the result based on whatever is defined in the function. So, and another thing is, for example, if you go to my account in the portal and go to sales order, so this is clickable, so it is a link. So when I click on it, so it creates a dynamic URL for this data to be displayed. If I go back and if I click again for another one, you can see that the ID and access token is different. So it creates different URL for each of these records. So in order to do so, we need to use some pattern in the URL. So let me just go into the py file, which is main.py, and explain it detail. So in the route, we already discussed this thing, and then the authentication. So authentication in Odoo is two types. So one is public and another one is user. So if it is set as public, means that anyone who is not logged in or any public user can access this route. And if it is set as user, means the user needs to be logged in to access this route. Okay. Website true means to this route is accessible for the website, and you can add the website support for this route. Okay. Another parameter which we can add is like type, which can be HTTP or JSON. So type is of two types, which is like HTTP means that which is accessible by the HTTP request, and JSON means that it is mostly used for the API development. Okay. So there are a couple of other attributes that you can use, but we will discuss in the API section that how you can develop the APIs and pass other parameters. Okay, so now let me show you that how we can generate dynamic URLs based on these routes. So here we can say http.route, and here we will add the URL, like the path, which is Odoo discussions, and here we can make a variable which will be dynamic. So let's suppose let's add this opening bracket string, and we can add the name as something like name, and then close it. Okay, and here just pass the same attributes like this, and then we need to define a method to be called when the user visit this URL. So display name. So here we need to get pass the parameter for this name. It should be the same, and then we will return the data, which will be a formatted string. So here we can say hello and then name. Okay, like this, and then restart Odoo service, and then we need to go to the browser. Okay, so let me visit the URL, which is this one, and then Odoo discussions. And if we pass here, for example, Odoo discussions, so it shows internal server error. So here we don't need to add the space, which is wrong. So let me restart again and refresh it. So here you can see we got hello Odoo discussion. So this Odoo discussion is basically coming from here. So this is the dynamic parameter. So if I add something else, for example, here I add Eunice, so it will say hello Eunice. So this is how we can dynamically generate the URLs based on the input that is added in the URL. So like for example, if I go here, you can see it generates a dynamic URL. Okay, so this is how easily you can manage and generate dynamic URLs. But this is not limited to just with the string. We can also define integer type variables like it adds some validation to check for the URL. So if the entered variable, like the entered value in the URL does not match this type, it will throw the error message. So for example, here, for example, if we can say ID, and let me change this to ID and this ID. Okay, so let me say like this. Now let me restart Odoo service, and then we need to go to the URL. So let me just change it to 10. Okay, you can say here is the enter the ID 10, which is only integer, which only accepts integer. So if I change it to Eunice, it will give me the error that this URL does not exist, which means that it does not accept any other type of variable. But this is not limited to this only. Odoo also provide another validation which is for the model. For example, in this case, if we go here under our account, we can see if we click here, it is actually the model record with record set which is which brings all the detail. So in this case, we need to use here the model attribute. So in order to make the dynamic URL for the model, like for the record set, we need to pass the type here, which is model. Okay, and here we need to define the model, which is, for example, in this case, let's suppose we want to add the data from the classes. So we will copy this one and then paste it here, and here we need to add the name, which is like you can say course. Okay, and this should be the variable which can be passed here like this. So this is the format which we can use to use the model. So in order to show this practically, what we will do, we will make our view like this view. For example, if we go here, not here, if we go here to classes, we can see this. We will make this as a clickable link, and once we click on this link, it should display the detail of this specific course. Same like when we go here to the sales, when we click on this sales, and it displays all the detail. So the same functionality we want to deploy for this one. So in order to build this functionality, first I need to create new templates for this purpose. Go to our module, which is for the website, views, and then templates. Okay, so here we have this template, and in this template we need to make the first part is a link which should be clickable, and it should redirect to the new to the detail of the record. Okay, so for this purpose we will just copy the code in order to save time. Okay, so let me just add this on the new line so that it can be easily readable, and add it like this. Okay, just move this forward to ident it properly, and here we just need to replace this with the actual path which we have defined, which is here Odoo discussion, and here like this. And this slug means that it will generate so let me replace this teacher with course, and then course dot code. So this course is the record set, which will be one record at a time, and the slug will convert it into a readable URL. Like this is the model record set, and it will be converted into a string which will be readable, and it will be good for the SEO of the website. Okay, So I will discuss this in detail also. And now let me restart Odoo service and then upgrade this module. So we got the error message, and let me see what the error message is. It says malformed URL. Let me go to the controller. So here is the mistake. We have added this column which is not needed. And now let me restart Odoo service again and then upgrade the module. Okay, the module has been upgraded. Let me go to this page and let me refresh it. So here you can see now this is a clickable link for each of these course. If I click here, it will redirect me to this and it will display this as a record set. So you can see it converted the record set into a readable URL for the user, and then it gets the record set here. Okay, so now we can display the data on this page, but currently it is, so let me just try for this other link, which is the second record. Okay, here you can see the ID is 2 and in first case the ID is 1. Okay, so now we can here we can get the course and we can print all the detail of the course. So in order to do so, we will have to comment this code, and here we need to call the template. Okay, so what should be the template? So we will have to create a new template. So let me just copy this detail so that we can quickly create a new template. Okay, so I have added the template. So let me replace the ID with course, Odoo discussion course. Let me make it like this course. And now we need to call this template here with this, and then we need to add the module name and the start. Okay, like this. So here we will have to return it like this. Request dot render and template like this, and here we need to add a course which will become course like this. Okay, so now let me restart Odoo service and then upgrade the module again, because we have created a new template. So the new template should be added to the database. Okay, so the module has been upgraded. Let me go back here, refresh it, and then let me click on this link. So it will redirect me to the detail of this course. So if you go here, you can see it shows me the detail of this course. Like Odoo, this is the name, this is the code, and this is the responsible. So the same way we can display some other information related to this course, whatever we want, like for example the date or the company info, we can display it here. So once we go back and then click here, so it will display the second course. So this is how we have built this functionality here in our custom module. And you can see this is the custom URL which is dynamically generated. So let me go back and see here, it is a different one, and for the other one it's a different one. So it generates a unique URL. So all this URL, human readable URL, is generated by this slug, which is a function that converts the record set in to a readable URL. So if you find this video useful, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the bell icon so that you can get the updates of the upcoming videos. Thank you.